Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to the market close. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is rate decision day on two sides of the border. So, what can I say? Oh boy. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. We do have a red day. We've got oil. Oil's doing a little bit of a surging of obviously the war still going on, pretty intense. So, what can I say? What can I say? And oh boy, I just caught out of the corner of my eye my test box. It looks like it's really choppy. Are you guys getting really choppy? Are you guys getting a really choppy signal here? What is going on? What is going on? All right, we'll see. We'll see if we can get this. We'll see if we can get this resolved here pretty fast. Oh boy, it might just be a bad internet day. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, getting to the market, and I'm just taking a look. Yeah, I'm seeing it. You guys are seeing a little bit of that choppiness as well. So that is weird. That is definitely now. A question. Is it just the video that's being choppy, or is it the internet, like everything, as in audio, video, the whole kit and caboodle? So let me know in the chat if that's what's going on, because yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a little choppiness on the side here as well. It looks, yeah, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. I don't know what's going on, guys. Holy banana bread. But let me know if just the picture. Okay, so all right, all right, hopefully the picture resolves itself here sooner than later. If the audio is fine, that's all right. We'll continue. We'll continue. Yeah. All right, perfect. Okay. Holy banana bread, guys. As I said, yeah, we've got, of course, another red day. We kind of expected this. Everything from some of the oil, some of the stuff going on in Iran is not really great. And of course, we have seen oil go up. So first of all, let's jump on over here to the TSX. Hey, give me a second here. I'm going to pull this over. Hopefully, and guys, if you're seeing weird choppy audio, don't know what's going on, but or sorry, not audio, video. That's yeah, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. We got red right across the board here. So the TSX, oh boy, look at this. We're definitely sliding down. We've pretty much matched our low from Monday. So well, that little hint of recovery that we had here later in Monday, that's all gone. That's all gone. So we are right now currently 1.75% down. Hopefully, we get ourselves we get our collective selves. Well, what's the best word for it? I'm thinking of a curse word, and I'm not going to use a curse word, but hopefully we get that stuff together sooner than later and get the market moving in the right direction. But right now, not today. Obviously not today. Looking at the S&P 500, it's the same story. Nice deep into the red, 1.17, well below that blue line. And those of you who don't know, that blue line, that is where we entered the month. So we're deep into red. I did make a prediction that the market, the TSX in particular, would be red for this month. I made that prediction before the beginning of the month. If we somehow get back into the green, April 1st, I will be wearing a green Santa hat on my stream. So that'll be embarrassing. Not wrong time. I see a little bit of green popping up here. All right, the NASDAQ, also the same story, down 1.04%. So what can I say? What can I say? The Dow Jones also down 1.51. And those little guys, the Russell, down 1.26. Now, looking at our main commodities here, gold down 3%, silver down almost 4%, copper down 3%, platinum 4.5%. So definitely getting to see a lot of down today. But when we get to oil, oh boy, and this is one of the things I was mentioning, is watch that price of Brent. If Brent starts getting high, the market's going to start going poo-poo. That's exactly kind of what we're seeing here. So WTI almost up to 100. They're at 96, and Brent currently right now $108. So yikes. Yeah, that's a little bit on the high side for sure. Crypto also suffering a wee bit. We got Bitcoin down 3.74, Ethereum down. Well, here, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has erased all of this. Now, I was hoping that when we had Powell's speech, I was hoping it would push Bitcoin up. That's what I was hoping for. It did not. It did not. So we'll have to see where Bitcoin goes tomorrow. But right now, not looking great. Not looking great, that's for sure. All right, looking at the heat maps. And here we go. Oh, let's pull this in. I'm just going to, oh, this is good because I actually refreshed this whole browser here before we came in. But yeah, a lot of red. Canada is mostly in the red, other than oil. Oil is pretty much our only real bright spot in here, with Canadian Natural Resources being up 0.66, Imperial Oil's up 0.78, Cenovus, holy banana bread, they're up 2.07, also Suncor up 1.11. Yeah, our banks not taking today very well. TD down 1.64. Oh boy. BMO's down 1%. CIBC 1.15. Oh, there's Fairfax Financial. They're doing okay, I guess. They're up 1.51. The railroads both down. CNR down a lot more than CP at the moment. All right, looking. Even Nutriem is down, guys. Look at that. Nutriem down 1.49. Looking south of the border, and oh boy, let's close this. Close that slide. Very red day on the S&P 500. Tech is down. Yeah, big time. I mean, look at this. Nvidia down 0.56. Apple down almost 2%. Google down 1%. Meta down 1%. Tesla down 1.25%. So we're definitely not having a pretty, and we're not having a good day. Even Eli Lilly is down 1.46 today. So definitely not a great day for U.S. tech. And obviously it also means that HHIS is going to be down today as well. All right. Heading over to Bitcoin. Over to crypto for our crap coin of the day. And it's a red market, so let's find somebody who's bucking the trend. Somebody in the green. We're going a little deep here. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Right here. This is kind of like a bullseye. Let's grab this coin here. Oh, and I'm going to move my head here to the middle. Trust AI. This coin wants us to trust AI. For the most part, yeah, I'll trust AI, but with a grain of salt. Yeah, this to me, I feel like this coin is trying to, either they're trying to be sarcastic, because there's been a lot of incidences where AI has talked people into doing some things that they wouldn't do. So pretty much against their better judgment. So I don't know if I would trust AI. I think the AI is useful, but you need to keep an eye on it. That's for sure. This coin, it's probably capitalizing on AI. Throw AI on it, see if we can get a big market cap, see if people will buy it. And they must be, because look at this. It's worth 13 cents. Well, it says it's worth 13 cents. I have another value in mind for what it may be worth, and it's not 13 cents. That's for sure. It's a goose egg. It's a goose egg. So I don't trust this coin. I trust AI better than this coin, but guys, if you are interested in Trust AI, be sure to do your homework. Read the white paper. Check out the socials of the developers. Find out what's going on with this. Find out what it's about. Make sure it really does fit your risk profile. Obviously, if this does fit your risk profile, I'm afraid of your risk profile. But yeah, just do your homework. This is not, in my opinion, the way to make money with crypto. If you want to make money with crypto, You know what to do. You stick with those large coins. So your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Solana, your Cardano, your XRP, and gosh darn it, also the Dogecoin. So yeah, all right. Let's get ourselves back to the TSX, and let's go big screen here for a moment. We're gonna take a look and see what is going on in the chat. Let me pull this up here. All right. So we got Brian in first. Good afternoon, everyone. Distracted at the moment watching Powell. Okay. Oh, this is back at 3. You got in really early. Let's see. Is he moving the interest rate? So yeah, both rates today. So we have both rates come out. Canada has not moved the rate. It is still the same, and the United States did the same thing. Now, what did come out of these meetings, though, is that they're looking at the war, and it's like we haven't felt the effects of the war yet in the data, and it's coming. So, are they going to raise rates? It's hard to say. And here's the thing, because I mean, obviously, when you look at central policy, so when you look at the central banks, they have a couple of functions. Now, one of those functions, of course, is to, well, they want to try to control inflation. So if inflation gets higher, they will usually, they'll usually increase rates to try to make people stop spending. When you stop spending, then inflation will, by its nature, it comes down. It lowers it. But that's one of their functions. Of course, the other function as well is they also try to stimulate the economy to a certain bit. So if the economy is really, really reeling, they can lower rates to try to give people incentive to spend more money, which puts more money into the economic engine, which hopefully leads to jobs and things like that. So we kind of got two things at odds. Normally, in normal times, inflation usually trumps the other. But we are in this situation where we're looking at, if the job losses, so like the big job losses that we've seen in the last report here in Canada, if those continue, if we got another one like that, there's no way they're going to raise rates in that environment. But I will say economists are thinking the next jobs numbers will actually be a bit better. So a lot of people are anticipating, as we put more and more emphasis on building Canada's infrastructure, that's going to create jobs. So I'm going to see it I'm going to believe it when I see it. I don't take, just because somebody says something, I don't always take it as word. So we're going to have to see how that goes. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting nonetheless. But what can I say? All right, let's see here. And we have, I just noticed this. Wahipple has gifted a Mountain Finance membership. This is awesome. And this is also a goat. That breaks out our evil Monopoly goat, part of the goat squad. Now, I did mention as well the St. Patrick's Day goat. I mentioned at the very end of the stream because Samantha got in very late with quite literally her super dropped just as I had already clicked end the stream. So I said to her, I'll make sure she gets to see the goat again. And she did. She got to see it last night in the office hours. Actually, office hours was a lot of fun last night. So she did get to see it. So we do have, as I said, we do have the new Easter goat that is sitting in there. Obviously, I don't want to play it if we still got choppiness. And it looks like the choppiness is not as bad. So hopefully the choppiness is resolving itself. But yeah, if we have choppy video, we should hold off on that one for sure. But if we get there, hopefully the video will be fine at that point. But we do have the new goat. So we have our Easter themed goat all in the queue, waiting to go. All right. All right, perfect. Here, just give me 1 second. There we go. Now, where were we? I know exactly where I was. I was at the Whipple. All right, Brian says no rate changes, 11 votes to hold rates, 1 vote to cut. 25 basis points. Yeah, and that's the whole thing that I've been talking about. You need a consensus. You basically, when I say a consensus, you've got, you need at least half of the votes. You need at least half. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Let's see. By the way, Meet Kevin's course member coupon code Too Big to Rig is expiring tonight. Holy banana bread. That's good to know. I was like, oh, do I jump on the Too Big to Rig? Do I jump on that now or do I wait till tomorrow? But if that code is expiring, oh boy. I would actually, funny enough, guys, I would almost love to jump on that just to see what's going on behind the scenes there. I think that would be it would be interesting to see because I have no clue what he does behind the scenes. All right, let's see. Brian talked about more discussions for a rate hike at the next meeting. And that's the thing. That's the thing. We have to sort of look. I mean, obviously, if inflation goes up. Now, here's the other part of this equation. If inflation is going up because of the war, if by the next rate hike meeting as well, if the war is done, let's say that this whole thing resolves itself, well, then they know it's temporary or transitory, as they love to say, and they might just let it. They might just say, "All right, we'll just keep the pause going. We'll give it a couple months to work its way out on its own because oil prices should hopefully start coming down. Although there are other complications in there as well. Any of the oil producers that have basically shut off machines because they can't send it anywhere, if they can't get it through the strait, um, it's not a quick turn it on like you just flick a switch and the oil starts pumping again. So it could take longer. It won't be like the oil will start flowing immediately as soon as that strait is open for business. So it will take some time. I heard rumors that, not rumors, but I heard people say that it could take a couple of weeks just to get the oil back online or longer depending on the individual producer. Speaking of Samantha, she is in the house with a hi all. We got hello all from Stan. Rory says, afternoon, watching PAL 2, rate hike next meeting, I wager. Rory says, bought gas at 154.90 this morning, may go to 158.90, just a guess. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, and Kelly is in the house. Bank of Canada also held rates. They sure did. Oh, we have Vic. Vic, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Big good afternoon, everyone. And Lance says, good afternoon, all. Abby saying, good afternoon, all. And yeah, the chop chop. So is the chop a little better now? It looks like, not, well, actually, I'm still seeing it on the test machine, but it looks like it's slowly working its way out. Holy banana bread. Cindy says, a good afternoon. Oh my God, when do we get out of this slump? That's the question. Yeah, it could be. I'm hoping, and this is kind of what I've been hoping for. I've been hoping for the war to become more of a background noise, but the problem is, will Trump let it become a background noise? That's always the danger of having I don't want to say an unknown quantity, but I'm going to call it. He can react in ways that you don't expect, and that's the unknown quantity here. All right, I'm gonna jump over all of the audio video stuff here. Let's see. Doorpat says it's Jerome's speech. Yeah, there it is. Jerome's speech has got the internet all choppied up. Candace is choppy, but Prowl is clear. There we go. It might be. I'm just wondering if it's something in this area, or it could even well be that. I wonder if it's StreamYard. I wonder if it's just a situation here where. Give me 1 second, guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the studio and re-enter, just to see if that will make it a little better. So give me a second. I will be right back. All right. Let's do that. Boom. All right, there we go. We will see if that has helped at all. But I did leave the studio and come on back in. All right, now, now I need to find where I'm at. Let's see here. Oh, I'm right over here. Let's see. That's coming from somebody that's deaf. Uh-oh. All right, Niece is in the house. Swedish fuel prices in Canada as of March 18th, 2026. Petrol 95 octane, 1839 SEK 270 Canadian per liter. Diesel 2229 SEK equals 3.27 Canadian per liter. Nice. And Niece is saying I would gladly pay your prices. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. Where does Sweden get its gas from? Norway? That's a good question. That's a good question. Or I wonder. I mean, maybe Russia too. Well, or maybe it used to be Russia. Let's see. Mike is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. And let's see. Once Trump releases a concept of a plan on the war, along with his much anticipated concept of a plan for healthcare, we will get oil and rate cuts. There we go. Let's see, negative 611 at the moment for the TSX. I predicted 400. Or sorry, well, negative 400. There we go. Scott's in the house with a good afternoon. Let's see, we refine the oil ourselves, worked on a site when they built our to make a more environmentally friendly product like HVO 100 diesel. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I wish we refined our own oil. So it's kind of interesting. We basically ship our oil, like we sell our oil to the U.S. and then they sell the refined oil back to us. What a way to go. Canoe at 1655, Rory. There we go. Mary's in the house, guys. And of course, Mary is our official captain of the like button. So if you have not yet hit that like button, please do. It does help the algorithm. It pushes the show out to more people. So hopefully, it's always fun. I love seeing a name I've never seen before in chat. It's always fun. I mean, I love seeing all the familiar names, of course. I don't want to downplay that, but it is kind of neat when somebody brand new pops up and says, "Oh, hey, hi." All right, let's see here. Oh, and guys, I'm going to take a quick look over here on the test box. See where we're sitting at. We're sitting at 26. You know what? The video has been choppy. So until I know the video is not choppy, I'm not going to ask for any likes. I'm going to say no likes. No likes for you. Or me. No likes for me. Rory says, I bought some Canoe this morning, finally looking at the XDiv on Friday as well, and maybe another push down due to market conditions. Nice. Brian, Trust AI at 13 cents is actually one of the better crap coins. Still garbage? Probably. I think so, yeah. But not sure why we buy the oil from, to be honest. Keep an eye on AI, eh? It's always good to keep an eye on AI. Eventually, AI will probably be keeping an eye on us, though, to be honest. It is inevitable, I think, that AI... And here's the thing, you know, down the road somewhere, I can see AI actually running the world. And I'm kind of okay with it. I mean, humans have tried to run the world and we haven't been very good at it. So how much worse could AI be? Probably a lot better, to be honest. Rory says Canada does some refining, but not a lot. Yeah, we do have a little bit. We have a little bit. But, you know, the majority of our oil is refined in the U.S. and then sold back to us. And Donald Trump says we're taking advantage of Canada. I don't agree with that one, Mr. Trump. Rory says locally we get our gas from Edmonton, Alberta. Paul says I noticed the choppiness yesterday too. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. I didn't notice anything yesterday, but oh boy. It might be the cold. We've had a couple of days of minus 20. It's like, it's still cold out there. I had to take the cardboard out this morning. It was not fun. It was actually kind of funny. So we have the black boxes outside that we put the cardboard in, but because it rained on it, and then snowed, and then we got super cold, everything was like, it was almost like a frozen block cardboard. I was out there chipping away at cardboard, so nah, that wasn't fun. Wahipple, hey here, now hit like on the way in. Thank you. Paul says, get Bell Fiber Internet. Maybe. That might be. If I have more problems. Paul says, being Ottawa, there must be lots of choices. Yeah, I think here you've got two choices. I think you've got Bell and Rogers. MSTE didn't get to 3.25 yet. Well, shoot, just got to wait some more. Yeah, it's, yep. I actually did. I put in a, so today, normally, and the channel members get to see my swing trade. So I put in, just because Bitcoin tends to do some funky stuff around the times when Powell speaks. So I actually put a little play in on MSTE. No intention of holding it overnight. But I put in a small play. It really didn't do what I wanted. It didn't go down. I've got the thing set to close, and I think it may have already closed. Didn't make a lot. I think I made like $40. But you know what? $40 is $40, and that's, sometimes you take a swing, sometimes you don't hit. This is like almost hitting. It's like a foul ball. Paul says 10 minutes behind, going chipmunk mode. Yikes. Nice, 4 times now. The PPI, yes, this is another big thing here. Thank you, Navi. So yeah, the PPI, that's the Producer's Price Index. It came in hot. It came in hot, and they, it's already kind of, well, here, actually, let's go over here, and we're just going to head over to BNN, and only because I just wanted a page. And let's go into our reports, US calendar. Here we go. And here we go. Here is the PPI rate here. So right now, the median forecast was 0.3%. It came in at 0.7%. So, and this is the amount of inflation. So we are seeing, and this is basically, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. It, because I reloaded my thing, it lost my screen. Give me a second here. Let me get that screen back. I noticed it right away, though, this time, guys. All right, here we go. And here, let me add that in. Bang. I did notice it right away. So I give myself credit for that. Yeah, so here it is. And this is just the regular one for February. So it basically went, came in 0.4 above what they were all anticipating. On the core, which is after you strip away some of the more volatile elements, it still came in hot. Instead of the 0.3, it came in at 0.5. So yeah, that is another thing that certainly impacted the market a little bit today, especially on the US side, because that's the first sign of this oil inflation coming in. So yeah, lingering Iran conflict oil pressures is what we'll call it. Yes, IVN at 1146 and dropping. Yeah, now today it's just gold. Gold today did not have a really good day. There was a lot of commodities weakness. Some of the softer metal prices. Oops, we got 1 minute to the bell. There was a lot of downside pressure on commodities. So not the best thing. Not the best thing for today at all. Little bit of a retreat on gold. Like I said, I still like gold for the long term, and I still think gold will be up this year. But I'll tell you, we certainly need. I certainly would like this war to get over with, because it's kind of being a bit of a party pooper overall for the market. Wahipple, my voting package was there for me after I got home from work. It looked pretty intimidating. Came with a 100-page book to read, mostly lawyer crap. Crap, I think, not crab, or it could be crab. I mean, lawyers like king crab, like the more expensive crabs, with some dipping. Anyway, but there was a sheet outside of the book with a QR code. Took 30 seconds to vote. There we go. Very cool. All right, and that's, I said, the next one that they send to me, I will be voting. And guys, the market is closed. Holy banana bread. Whew. This red day is finally done. I like it. All right, Brian, I would never spend a cent on Kevin's extremely high course membership or get into house hack scam, in my humble opinion, but he does have good news like financial content. Yeah, the thing with Kevin, and this is kind of my biggest complaint, is that you have to ignore his thumbnails. His thumbnails are as clickbait as they come. You know, I think out of all the financial YouTubers in the United States, he's had mushroom clouds and fire in his thumbnails more than anybody else. So, you know, and a lot of times what he does is he finds some obscure person who makes a stupid prediction about the market, and he makes his thumbnail about that, and then he'll mention that person, and then he'll go into the real news. But that's kind of his way of trying to fulfill the clickbait. But nonetheless, I don't like it. I don't think it's the best practice, but you know, that's what he does. But yeah, some of his information is not bad. Some of his analysis, not bad. But he is a little bit, there is that little, you know, that used car salesman aspect to him, especially when he's talking about some of his stuff like House Hack, for example. All right. Bart says, bought some more HHIS and started a position in Estee. We'll keep adding every week as we keep going down. Okay, perfect. Paul says, gas is $165 here. Wow. I think you mean $1.65, but that's still a wow. Rory says, Meet Kevin is no different from Tim Sykes, in my opinion. All right. I'm not, yeah. I can't disagree. I can't disagree. I was going to say Corey. No, Kelly says, Rory, that is either depressing or exciting. Today I chose depressing. I won't be stocking up on IVN anymore this week. Yeah, I'm going to see what happens. Let's see, a stock sale and tomorrow payday, so I'll get something in sale. Perhaps, yeah, you might. Let's see, Brian, being mostly legally deaf, I have picked up on lip reading, and at times your video is just slightly behind your audio. And that's weird. That's really, really weird. I find that strange, but yep. Oh boy. Rory, Kelly, I have not entered IVN yet, but maybe enticing around $10. All right. Denise says, we'll buy some more Canadian stocks at the end of the month when I know my income for next month. Let's see. If it hits $10, I don't think I can buy, but average down some. It is a little weighty in my portfolio, though. And Lance, I think TSX will break down to 30,000 before going back up. First half of this year might be one buying opportunity after another. Still saving my dry powder. All right. And that's the thing. You know, that's the thing. It really depends on this war. Like, I think the TSX could bounce back fine if we can get this stupid thing over. And it's kind of silly, though. It's kind of silly that I don't know. I just think this war is like, I think Donald Trump bit off a little more than he was anticipating. And you know, he says that he could end it within a week. I'd like to see him do that. I don't think he can, but I hope he's right. Brian says your video and audio are in sync now. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. Niece says, we are not as dependent on oil for generating electricity. We have a lot of water power plant up north and wind plants. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that for sure. Explore says, I have a Chun-X. Okay. Now I kind of want to look, because I'm like, what is Chun-X? I do not know what that is. Whoops, I did not want to go there. I want to go here. All right, let's take a look. Chun-X. And I do not see it, so you might have to tell me more. You might have to tell me more. All right, Karate says, what's a better choice, C-Day or Canny? I'll show you. I'm going to let you answer the question, but let me show you something. Let me show you something. We'll bring up C-Day, first of all. All right, here we go. Here's C-Day, and I'm going to bring up the 1 year. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. All right, now let's pull up Canny. All right, and let's take a look at their 1 year. We got this, and we've got this. So obviously, one of the big questions when you're comparing the two of them is, what are you looking to get out of it? So if you're looking for pure, unadulterated income, well, you're going to get more income out of Canny. But, and this is always that question, I will say, how do they compare total returns? Because when you look at Canny, look at this, your value started at 25 and it's, you've lost almost $1 of value. When you look at this one here, your value started, just under 24 and you've gained almost $2, almost $2. So obviously, just looking at this, undisputed wise, CDAY has the bigger has the bigger return on investment. We'd have to actually look to see what the total returns are for both of them. I can tell you right now that I think CDAY probably has a higher one. Now it's interesting, the next video that comes out, and that'll be coming out on Friday, I'm not looking at CDAY. I'm actually going back to a video I released 6 months ago where I had Canny, HHIC, and ECHI comparing them. But I think if you watch that on Friday, it'll give you a good perspective, I think, on Canny. I almost included CDAY in that, and the only reason I didn't was because I was tying it back to that original video. But I do like CDAY. I wish I want to like Canny. I want to like Canny. I just think that it needs to. I think it needs to cut back the aggression a little bit, which might mean actually reducing the dividend slightly as well, because there's just too much upside being lost there. All right, La Vida Unagara. All right, says, I see only bots and fake videos. Or sorry, AI. I see only, yeah, AI slop. It is, there's a lot of it out there. There is so much of it out there, and quite literally, I have been like every so often I'll watch a video and I'm like, halfway through it, I'm like, I think this might be AI. And even then I may not be 100% sure, but it's not like, I think it's almost like, it's like a spider sense. You have to sort of, it tingles because it's like there's something just, either it's too perfect, or it's just, sometimes it just feels too perfect. And you also look at it and you look at the channel and you're like, oh, this channel has an insane number of engagement on it, insane number of comments, all praising the channel like crazy. I'm like, okay, well, how did they get that many comments? This is a channel that's only been around for 3 months, or maybe it's only been around for a month. And it's got a crazy following, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, and even the comments all feel too perfect. I'm like, I'm wondering if this is an AI video with AI comments to make it seem legit. So yeah, there's a lot of it there, and that's not necessarily slop, but I don't know. There's this one person I was watching it. It was some doctor, and she was talking about sugar, and I started watching it, and I'm like, she just doesn't feel real. And I can't prove. Like I went into the information because, if it were AI, you're supposed to disclose it. You're supposed to disclose it within the extra information, but this person obviously hadn't. But not to say that they haven't. Now I know that AI. I know a lot of these channels right now. YouTube is kind of going to war against them, so they've been demonetizing and removing a lot of them. But holy cow, it is crazy. And I know my feed, and I feel bad, but well, here, let me show you. I'll show you AI slop right now. Let's go to my YouTube. Where is my YouTube? Oh, here it is, right here. I don't think I'm logged into the channel. All right, here we are. This is just the front of my YouTube. Let's see if we can find some AI slop here. All right. I don't see, this might be on. I don't know, but oh my God, there's normally on my TV. It's funny. It's actually funny, guys. When I watch YouTube on the TV downstairs, I get tons of slop. I don't get it as much here. Um, oh yeah, I'm not getting. That's funny, because yeah, normally I get a whole bunch of these kitten things. Like they know I like cats, so they're feeding me up. I'll try. I'm going to try just refreshing this, and we'll see if one of the kitten stuff pops up. But so far, it's not looking like it. Okay. Well, that was not successful. That was not successful at all. Okay. I can't believe it. All right. Well, yeah, I'm getting it downstairs. I mean, it's my same profile, but I'm not getting it on the computer. That's, I guess, you know what? Somebody was telling me, and here, we'll just head back to here. Somebody was actually telling me that the algorithm will actually cater things to which device you're on. So I think I've just began to believe that. I'm like, whoa. All right. Kelly says, read 1984 if you want a dystopian look at AI. So that is that's George Orwell, I believe. So yeah, absolutely. Niece says, I can't see the forest for all the wind power plants around the small town I live in now. Okay, so are you saying like you got a lot of the wind power turbines? That's cool. Like I don't have any outside it. Well, I'm in the south part of Ottawa. We don't get any wind turbines here. Donald Trump would like it. um, Explore the Rich says, do you see the stock market going down in the coming weeks with this war? This is kind of the area that I've been sort of talking about. If we can get the war to a point, like let's just say the war is going to continue. If we can get it where it's kind of like just a bit of almost a background noise, the market should stabilize. The problem is we keep getting these little escalations, and Donald Trump keeps doing some new things. Well, not Donald Trump. Let's just say the U.S. military keeps doing more things, and bombing oil, bombing oil is always never good. And I heard something yesterday that was the craziest thing, and I don't know if it was legit though. That's the problem. I think I saw it on the Drudge Report, and it was something about Newt Gingrich saying that the U.S. should just drop 6 nukes right across the Strait of Hormuz, and that would clean it all out. I was just like, I don't even suggest something like that. That would be the worst idea possible. But I think if we get some calmness, if it gets into just it's more almost like, and I mentioned this before, it's like Russia, Ukraine. When that war finally settled in, then the markets calm down, and I think that can happen here as well. But they gotta really stop bombing oil stuff, and that I don't know of. So right now there is that potential, but I think what we will see is volatility like crazy for sure. Patrick says, looking to add CPCC copper ETF to portfolio. How low will it go? Good old copper. I don't know how low it's going to go, but I will buy some as it goes down. I'm very bullish on copper on the long term. So right now, and I may have to buy some more because I think, oops, let's get out of the key data. I think it may have slid down a little bit lower. Yeah, look at this right now, 2074. It's still, I mean, if you bought it from day one, you're still in because, it launched down here at basically right around 20. Although when it opened on it was $20.16 at open. So right now you're still in. You're still in if you bought it at open when it launched. But I'm very bullish on it. I look at this as more or less an opportunity. Like I think this is going to be a really good ETF on the long term. So I like it. I like it for sure. Let's see. Rory says I'm watching bank for a slip under 920. Nice. Paul, I asked you about BK the other day. Today I bought 15K of it. Nice. So BK, guys, this is a split core. Let's pull it up. And here it is, the Canadian Bank Core Class A shares, and this is a good one. Yeah, they're down a little bit. They're down a little bit. I do like this split core. This is one that, so the way a split core works is you have basically, you've taken a company and you've kind of split the shares into two different types. You have the preferred shares and you have the Class A shares. So the preferred shares, those ones are always paid out first. It's kind of just the way it is. And then whatever is left over goes into the Class A, and that tends to be a lot, which is why they have really, really high dividends. Like, look at this one. The dividends here, where is it right here? Well, here's the yield, 16.09%. So this is fantastic. Now, the danger with split cores is that when you look at them, if the NAV falls below 15, they'll suspend the dividends. But it's not the NAV of this one, because if you look at this one, it's 1350, so that NAV would be below. But it's not the 1350. You have to add together this price with, and here, let me pull this up here, and right down here is the preferred shares right here. So the preferred shares are 1031. And actually here, you know what? This will be fun. I'm going to push this over here. I'm going to bring up the preferred shares as well. BK preferred. There we go. So when you add these together, so 1031 and 1350, you know, you're 23 something, right? So there's no danger of this dividend being suspended. So as I mentioned before, so with the preferred, so the preferred is always paid out first, and it's not a big dividend. Like right here, here's the yield, 5.754%. So they pay out that dividend, that monthly dividend, 5 cents a share. They pay that out, and then everything that's left goes into that preferred, and that's, or into those Class A, and that's the reason that you can have such a high amount. Now, what's really interesting about split core is that they're a Canadian invention. And as far as I know, now I don't know if any other country has finally come in and decided, hey, look at what Canada's doing. Let's do that too. But yeah, they're pretty uniquely Canadian, and they are a good investment opportunity for sure. So I do like split core. You know, especially the more I understand them, the more I've looked into them, I like them a lot better than I used to like them for sure. But BK, yeah, BK, even during some of the rough markets that we were in after we came out of the pandemic, BK, as far as I know, I think they suspended their dividend once. Like, I think it was like the month right after the pandemic started. But outside of that, they have not. They've been very reliable. So that's not a bad, it's not a bad move, Paul. All right. And he says, I love BK and NPS, thinking of adding another split share company, so I have diversification. Yeah, NPS, of course, that is the 9-point, and I like that one too. You know, speaking of 9-point, I'm actually going to interview some more folks from 9-point coming up pretty darn soon. It might actually be the same two. I may be talking to the same two guys, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Doorpat says, I don't understand why gold and silver are dumping. I thought they were safe havens in crisis periods, or is everyone now trading oil? Won't metals surge once Kevin Warsh starts cutting rates? All right, here's the thing. I don't think Kevin Warsh isn't going to come in and just start cutting rates. And that's one of the funny things. When Donald Trump appointed Kevin Warsh, a lot of people were like, what? Why would he choose him? For the simple reason that Kevin Warsh tends to be a very by-the-book. He's a very by-the-book guy, and you know, he's not going to just willy-nilly cut rates because Donald Trump says cut rates. He's going to look at the economic data. If the economic data warrants cutting rates, he will, or if it warrants raising rates, he'll do that as well. So he's not a yes man. He's definitely not a yes man. So I don't see him just coming in and willy-nilly cutting rates. Obviously, we'll have to see what the economy looks like when he does come in. But yeah, I mean, now going to gold and silver, yeah, it's one of these things. Yeah, gold is, you know, it definitely is a safe haven. But at the same time, I think right now the market is so perplexed. I don't think it knows if it's coming or going. We've got so much volatility going on. So it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. Initially, at the beginning part of the war, we did see gold behaving the way it normally behaves. But now it seems to have lost its rail a little bit. I still think gold is good. I still think gold is a safe haven. Even though it may be volatile right now, I still think it's a safe haven. And I kind of look at it this way. When we look at the trajectory that gold had been on, if you were looking for a good entry points, we're starting to get them. We're starting to get them. So that's something to keep in mind too. Michael says, hello, Candace. Do you think Northwind will go or stay as high as some of my oil plays, like Tamarack or Whitecap? Oh boy, that's a good question. Let's take a look here. All right, Northland Power, NPI. So obviously right now, with what's been going on with oil, we've been seeing a lot of movement to the upside. I'll pull up the 3-year on this one just to. So Northland Power, at one point, oh boy, like they suffered pretty rough. When oil had its rough patch in the last 3 years, we've seen oil really retreat quite a bit. And they've had a rough patch. Now they're starting to move out of it. Now, are they better than Tamarack or Whitecap? Oh gosh, well, let's actually pull up Whitecap here for a second. I like Whitecap quite a bit. All right, Whitecap Resources. Here we are. Now they're actually, believe it or not, they're actually down today. But Whitecap, I mean, they've been on a very good trajectory, and we'll pull up the full 3 years. So even during the 3 years, they've still maintained a pretty sideways movement when a lot of oil was moving down. So I don't know if I would, this is kind of just where I'm sitting. I would lean more towards Whitecap, but obviously you need to make up your own mind. And there's still Tamarack as well. But out of at least between Northland and Whitecap, I would lean towards Whitecap personally. Rory says, Sweden has about the same population as Southern Ontario, so maybe wind might work in a smaller region. Oh, there we go. Nice says, we have them all over the place. And Paul says, crappy day in the market, portfolio down 3K. Not a good day in the market. Absolutely. I agree. Wahipple, I was getting excited, though I could get Candace to miss the bell for a second. You try. Well, it's because, if you guys hadn't set me on to the idea of using my alarm, then we could have those Candace misses the bell moments. 1.65. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that. How far behind am I? Oh, I'm about 20 minutes behind. All right, we'll try to get caught up here. I'm down about $800 today. Brian says I'm down 1.13% today and down 0.26 on the week. Larry's in the house. Let's see. I'm preparing for 150 a barrel minimum. Will be just holding on to what I went in going full margin into crude oil shorts. Okay. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, and guys, look where we're at right now when it comes to oil. Right down here. So right now, like Brent sitting up here at $110. And, WTI, when we last looked at the beginning of the show, it was around $96. It's already gone up $2. So, if this continues and if Brent stays this high, if we continue to see oil moving up tonight, we're probably going to get a red day tomorrow. It's just, it will happen. There's no ands, ifs, or bits, or ands, ifs, or buts about it. All right, now, here we go. Rory says, I just keep an average ROI on the funds I own. And let's see, I'm preparing for $150 a barrel, holding what I have and waiting to put full margin into oil shorts. Prepared for $200 a barrel as well. Okay, there we go. MDA bucked the red today. Ooh, did they? Let's take a look here. MDA. I like hearing that because I really like MD. Oh my gosh, they really bucked the red. They basically 5.8% up. So yeah, look at this. Nice little movement to the upside for MDA. Very cool. I like that. Zenial, canny has been horrible. I will not disagree with that. And that's the thing, and that's kind of like we've been talking a little bit about Easy. So Easy, of course, is the new Evolve ETF that holds Canny, Biggie, and Inty. Well, right now, oh gosh, those three have been underperforming, and I would really like now. And I keep in mind, I keep this in mind. Like I look at it this way: they're all aggressive cover calls. You know, they're designed to produce income. But here's the problem. How aggressive do you want to go? You don't want to go so aggressive that your upside is, basically you're flipping your upside into a downside. That to me, I just, I can't invest in something that does that. Canny is currently in that position where even though the Canadian market, over the time that Canny has been trading, Canadian market's been pretty good and it's been up quite a bit. But Canny has basically turned all of that into income as well as more. So it's actually down as we had seen. So yeah, Canny needs. I think they need to rework. I think they need to rework Canny, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe they're happy. Maybe there's maybe they're like, we're just fine with this. That's a possibility at the same time, but I would like to see them at least tinker enough to try to, at the very least, like look at something like Utes. Utes doesn't really go up. It'll go up a little bit if the market's really crazy, but for the most part, it's just delivering you that income. And I'm okay if that's what they're going for with these. Deliver the income, but find that sweet spot so you're not actually, not actually going down. You're not actually sinking, because that would be, to me, that would be good. That would be good. Let's see. Rory says C&Q is approaching my 20% sell point at $68. More at 71 should it reach. Yeah, C&Q is a skyscraper, a little bit. Let's see. Paul says, I shared on Discord the underlying holdings of C-Day, a Google Sheets of Hamilton CMVP holdings with the gain or loss on the day for each holding. Oh, I did not see that yet. Oh, I got to look at that. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, and C-Day, like I said, C-Day, I like the whole Daymax series from Hamilton. They've been doing pretty darn good. I really should do a new Daymax video and just bring everybody up to date on the three of them, because I haven't really looked at them, like at least video wise, since they come out. So that's an idea. Oh boy, maybe that'll be a future video sooner than later, because I like that idea. All right. Sataki says, I think the market has priced in the war. I think the market has priced in, it's in the price. It has I would say baseline war. I think it's priced in the baseline war. And that's why if we can get to where that war sort of becomes more background noise than anything else, then the market's going to be fine, because you're right, that would be priced in. It's just when we get these escalations, things like that, that's not priced in. And it's hard to price in that. It's hard to price in that variability that comes with war. But you can certainly price in a baseline for it. Paul says CMVP ETF underlying of C-Day is a sea of red with gold and precious metals and ATD pulling it down the most. Yeah, I can see that. Michael says PEG's paying a 26-cent dividend, that up from the 12 cents from last quarter. That is 14 more this quarter. Yeah, and we've looked at this a few times, but PEG's right here. This is your right here. We'll pull this up. Your PagSeguro digital class. I think they're based out of Brazil here. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, it's a financial solutions for micro merchants in Brazil. So yeah, not too shabby. Here you go. Yeah, 26-cent dividend. Quarterly dividend yield's pretty big on this one. Now, for those of you, if you are interested in PEGs, this is an ideal one for an RRSP, so you're not paying withholding tax on that. All right, let's see here. Oil goes up, metals go down always. A lot of times, yeah, that's not always, that is normally sometimes what happens, for sure. If it's in the news, it's in the price. Sky, hi all. With the growing gap between the physical market and paper market for oil, could we see the price of oil go up significantly in the near future to catch up? Well, I have a feeling anything oil related is probably going to be going up, especially if this keeps going in the direction it's going right now. Larry, I mean, we got Larry here predicting 150 and then $200 a barrel. I don't know about the 200, but I think the 150 could certainly happen, and that'll certainly hit us not just at the gas pumps, but yeah, products made from oil. It can hit us in a lot of places. Obviously, also the transportation costs as well. So yeah, I think you can see it go up. The U.S. government confirms Tesla and LG Energy signed a $4.3 billion deal for a lithium iron phosphate battery factory in Lansing, Michigan. Production starts in 2027 for Megapack 3 in Houston. Okay, nice. Mary says, let's get to 50 likes, people. Oh boy, I don't know how many likes we got. Well, we'll take a look. Now that the choppiness has gone away, you guys can like me again. We're at 42. Yeah, just throw a little bit in there. I'm gonna have, of course, I will have a little bit of coffee here. I'll mute it though. That was rather good. All right, let's see here. Rory says assets under management for bank is much larger than Canny. Sticking with bank as far as cover call ETFs are concerned, bank's a really good one. I mean, bank is just, they have a lot of agility. So, and just when I was talking to Raj, the CEO for Evolve, we talked a little bit about bank, and they will adjust. So they'll adjust the amount of covered calls, because obviously when you get a situation where the banks are absolutely surging, they want to capture a bit more of that upside. So they tend to be really good, and that's one of the reasons that I think bank has performed so well over the last while. Paul says if oil goes up again like 2008, we could be in trouble. Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing. And I think this is kind of one of the situations that we're in. Like Iran is kind of like, Iran wants to drive the price of oil up as kind of a, I don't know if we'll call it a punishment for what the U.S. has done, but that's kind of their goal. And in many ways, sometimes the U.S. is helping if they start bombing oil assets. So it's not an ideal situation. Could it happen? It could, unfortunately. Will it happen? I hope not, but there is still that potential. And you also have to realize too, and I think Larry just kind of mentioning it here as well, it's not just the US, right? Israel just doesn't seem to care. Israel just wants to hurt them bad. And like, Larry's saying here, earlier today, Israel hit Iran's fields. Iran told everyone else to evacuate their facilities. Qatar's and Saudi facilities were hit today. So, this is getting a little out of control. And will oil continue to go up? I think it will. So, I mean, if you're holding oil, I would be watching this war quite literally. Like, even if you're holding oil for the long term, there's going to be an opportunity down the road here as this war sort of starts coming, as we get to a point in this war, there's going to be opportunities to take some profits. Maybe if you're long term, you might be thinking, well, why am I going to take profits? Well, because if you take profits today, the war, and just as the war starts to end, you can buy, you can maybe buy back twice as much as what you just sold. So that is something to think about. Obviously, though, you'll be sitting on that cash for, if it's in your TFSA, you're going to be sitting for more than 31 days, just to make sure that, the CRA doesn't look at it. But, and I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm just saying this is what I would be thinking. So, there's opportunity. There's definitely opportunities there. All right, Redwater. Let's see. Ath is far from the war. Yet it keeps going up. So yeah, ATH. I think that's Athabasca. Let's see here. ATH. Here we go. Athabasca Oil Corporation. Perfect. Yeah. But I mean, you got to look at it this way, though. And this is the interesting thing is that because the price of oil is going up, obviously you don't have to be near the war to have a benefit. One of the areas that Canada is now having a pretty good benefit is the discount that we normally have between Western Canadian Select and West Texas Intermediate. It's narrowing, and that's not a bad thing for Canada. It's the way it's happening, though, is not the best, but what can I say? Michael says, Tiger, that I think a street looking profit of 21, that is brokerage in Hong Kong, that with new accounts should beat that, but has upgrades to $14 and city upgrades to $17.50. Yes, and we've looked at Tiger a lot. We've looked at them a lot. Athabasca, yeah, for sure. Chad, Iran was heavily into Bitcoin mining, and one of the few countries not ran by a centralized bank. The other country was Venezuela. This war is not about oil, in your opinion. So, okay, all right. It's now, I don't know. I mean, I still think it's about. Well, I don't know if it's about oil per se. I mean, oil certainly plays a big role when it comes to the motivation. I don't know so much if the U.S. is trying to get the oil or if this is just I think you're kind of leaning towards almost a crypto reason. I don't subscribe to that, but I always keep my mind open, because obviously I'm not the decision makers in this, so they're the only ones who really know what their motivations are. Let's see, local gas, 209.90 and diesel 235.90. Yikes. Is that right now? Is that right now, Paul? Holy cow. Ath has been investing a lot of money to reduce refining costs. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing as well. Michael says, hello, Candace. Have you looked at Hemisphere Energy recently? You approved it as a junior oil play for me and others and doing well and has a dividend. I haven't looked at them lately, but here, let's take a look right now. Hemisphere. Here we go. Energy Corporation. There we go. HME. So yeah, look at this. Yeah, they're doing good right now. And this is the thing, though. Keep in mind, whoops, that's the 1 month. Let's go to the 1 year. When you're dealing with pretty much any company right now that has to deal with oil, I think a lot of them are going to go up. So be careful that you don't look at that you don't overemphasize it as performance, because in some cases, you know how when the tide comes up, all the boats rise. We may see that a little bit with oil. Now, before that all happened, though, I did look at this before, and let's go to the back end here. There were some things about this one I definitely liked, and right here, this is the big one. Their return on equity, pretty close to 40%, so 39.64%. I love that number. That's a good one. They also have very little debt. So this is a nice little oil company. If you're looking for an oil company, like a simple small one that's growing, this is not a bad option. Now, mind you, I still call them penny adjacent because it wasn't that long ago that they were a penny stock, but they are moving in the right direction. And right now, their fundamentals look pretty solid. So yeah, it's got a good chance. It's got a good chance, Michael. Let's see, Rory. Athabasca could attract more institutional money should it maintain $10 or more. That's always a possibility, and there's always the possibility of getting bought. A lot of smaller Canadian oil companies, when they start to do well, some of the bigger ones start looking at them. So you never know. I don't know of anyone who's looking at Athabasca right now, but it could happen. All right. Let's see. Tiger closed at 704. That is half of 14. Well, a little more than half. We're talking. We can't ignore that 4 cents. Let's see, that low PE, I wonder why so cheap with all of the upgrades. That's a good question. That I don't know. I'd have to do a bit of research, I think, to find that out. Chat just filled up yesterday, $1.44 per liter. Use cheap gas app, folks. There you go. Depending on where you live, some provinces are regulated. Like, I think as far as I know, like it used to be, like I know with Nova Scotia, there used to be at least a couple gas stations where you could get really cheap gas. But now, as far as I know, And anybody in Nova Scotia, definitely correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't have a car, so I shouldn't be talking too much about gas. But as far as I know, with the regulation, it sets the price, and that price is standard across all the pumps in that province. So I think Nova Scotia has it. I believe New Brunswick and maybe even PEI has it. So, I'm not sure where else, but I'll see. Rory, got my gas this morning, might be up later tonight. Athabasca is Perry PI versus Baby. All right, cool. Is Costco still cheaper than others? Been refreshing Gas Buddy for a while now. Good question. That I don't know. That I don't know, unfortunately. Rory, I think Eric Nuttall has some insight on this oil company as well. All right, perfect. All right, now that I've caught up, let's head over here for a second, guys. So over on Blossom, we've got March Madness happening amongst the Blossom ambassadors. So we're calling it the Ambassador Games. It's basically a March download competition. So I am in District 1. Good thing I'm in District 1. Look at this. The top person overall in District 5 has 737. I could not beat that. I definitely cannot beat that. So they put us in districts so that we're competing against similar sized channels. In my situation, here I am right now. I'm Blue Whale right here. So this is me. I'm sitting currently at 5th place. I've got 8 installs right now. So guys, if you do not yet have Blossom, do me a solid, please. Please, please do. Here, let me just drop this in. All right. After March, I won't talk about Blossom for a little bit. But if you guys could install Blossom, that would certainly, using this link, of course, that would help get me up a little bit higher. Right now, the leader has 23. I would at least, at the very least, I want to get up a little higher. Right now, I'm happy. Every time I move up in the spot, I'm happy. So it'd be great if tomorrow, I could tell you guys I'm in number 4. So just to give you a general idea of what Blossom is, let's bring Blossom up. This is the main page on Blossom here. What AI thinks of Edmonton. That's an interesting topic, actually. AI's rating of Edmonton. Keep in mind that AI is not always accurate. Commodity zinc, lead, gypsum, gold. Okay. All right, guys, this is funny. So apparently this person's AI thinks that Edmonton is in Nova Scotia. I guess, guys, I guess if you're from Edmonton, you've moved. Did they tell you? Oh boy, that's actually kind of funny. I have to throw in a quick little response here. I just have to, because that is funny. That is funny. Let's see. Edmonton has moved to Nova Scotia. There we go. Edmonton has moved to Nova Scotia. I need to update Google Maps. ASAP. There we go. I don't normally comment on main post stuff, guys. I will, and that's what I was going to tell you guys. I normally don't, but this caught my attention right away. I normally comment on, I normally go to my notifications here, and this gives me all of the different people who I follow. So if you come over to Blossom, be sure to follow me because I'm going to follow you right back. Like I just followed, just before the show started, I followed Glenn. Hey, Glenn, I don't know if you're in the chat, but hi. I followed Glenn before the show started. Because I go through here because I'm looking to see what you guys are posting. Let's see, spam, more Perry. Oh gosh, there's normally one of you guys around. There's Dave, BP Roach. Let's see, Sean. Oh, there was when Niece followed me. So, Niece liked my post. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I normally look in through here, guys, and that way there, I can comment on what you guys want. And this goes for any of you, if you're already on there as well. If you want me to comment on a post or at least look at it, just throw it up as a mention. So in here, just put at Mountain Finance, and that way there, it comes onto my mention list, and I will absolutely check it out because that's what I like. And you can direct message me as well, all of that. Now I will warn you, I don't always read my direct messages right away. So sometimes it might take I might miss it for a couple of days type thing. Honestly, the fastest way to get in touch with me is probably Discord, but that's that's cool. All right. Anyway, this is Blossom. You can hook your portfolio, or you don't have to. I do have the 0 to 100K challenge over here. Like, look at that. The 0 to 100K challenge is down 1.50% today. But yeah, it's all in here, so you can see what's going on with the challenge. So I like that as well. All right, let's get back to you guys in the chat. Let's see here. Where were we? Chat. Let's see, plus 17, my neck of the woods outside listening. The sun feels amazing on my winter skin. There you go. Put a minus in front of that 17 and you've got Ottawa. Although it might have warmed up by now. It has to have warmed up by now. All right, guys, let's go to the Weather Network. Let's do it. Oh, it has. Right now, -5 with a wind chill of -9. So it looks like maybe. I'm hoping that means the coldest is behind us until next winter. And I've probably just jinxed it by saying that. Let's see. Did you see how much gold was down today? Yes, I did. Brent at 111. Uh-oh. Is Brent still? Look at that. Well, almost. It's 110 and 82 cents. But yeah, it's getting up there. Well, actually, yeah, if you take a look here. Oh, that's WTI. Let's go to Brent. Yeah, look, it did actually, it wicked up to 111. I think it'll probably head up higher. Let's see. Well, Edmonton does have a lot of new fees. Well, the new fees aren't from Nova Scotia. They're from Newfoundland. But, there's probably a few, there's probably a good number of new fees. Well, new fees are everywhere. Just like Nova Scotians. We're all over the place, Best city for a job at the moment. Nice. Edmonton's refinery is American-owned. Jonathan, I would like to welcome Edmonton to my province. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Halifax is no longer the capital city. It's now Edmonton, Nova Scotia. Where are you going to fit it, though? Where are we going to put it? Yep, Shell Scotford head office is in Houston. We don't do much refining in Canada. There's an Edmundston, but that's New Brunswick. Yes, northern part of New Brunswick. There's a bridge, actually, at Edmundston that goes over into Quebec. So, yeah, Edmundston is up there. Sturgeon Ref is CAD, though. Let's see. Edmonton is in Nova Scotia. I have a gold mine there. I think they are referring to EDM.V, the ticker. Oh! Oh! Really? No. That could be. That could be. Oh, I need to go back. And I made a comment. Oh, boy. That's hilarious. Now, it might be buried by now, but I don't know. Oh, boy, yeah. Yeah, it's... Oh, well. Oh, no, here it is. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's pull it up. See. Oh, yeah, he didn't give it as a thing here, but yeah. All right. Oh, it actually is a mine in Nova Scotia. All right, never mind. Thanks, Roku, for being observant on that one. All right, I certainly jumped down the wrong rabbit hole on that one, but that's fine. That's fine. Edmonton or EDM Resources. Yep, is an established Canadian exploration and development company that has full ownership of the Scotia mine and related mining processes. Yep. I misread that. Oh, boy. Actually, you know what? I should go. I'm going to put in a reply in there. Whoops, I misread. I misread that. All right, there we go. There we go. I won't remove my mistake, but I'll make fun of my mistake. Rory, Halifax, Alberta. Sounds nice. Rory, hike up the Patones. Hallie, we're moving to oil country. Yeehaw! Picked up 25 shares of SCHG on the TEC tip for the RRSP. Nice. The Bank of Nova Scotia was the first bank in Canada. Yeah, I think it was. Also, I mean, at one point, guys, I don't know if you guys know it, but the banks used to have their own currency. Like there used to be a Bank of Nova Scotia dollar, and you could get, I think, a Royal Bank dollar and things like that. In fact, here, um, let's show you. Let's show you. Let's just go to Google. Let's see, Bank of Nova Scotia dollar. There we go. That should do it. We'll bring up the images, and here they are. So the Bank of Nova Scotia. See if I can find one that has pretty clear. Here's a good one. This one here you can read pretty well. So yeah, there's a $10, the Bank of Nova Scotia. But yeah, the banks used to print their own money that you could spend. You could spend it like regular money. All right. Jonathan says, I am fully invested in the Edmonton, Nova Scotia rabbit hole. Yeah, there we go. Chad says, no, BMO was the first bank in Canada, 1817. And then I'll check my history book. Yeah, that's why when you said that, I was kind of like, are they? I thought it was. I thought it might have been BMO, but I think you're right, Chad. Well, we're here. Let's just look this up here. First bank in Canada. Here we go. Oh, we'll go to, let's go to all here. Yeah, right here, Bank of Montreal, 1817. So yeah, Chad, 1 point for Chad. 1 point for Chad. Brian says, I've seen the bank's money, but never owned one. The oldest I had in 1935, a $10 bill. Wow. Montreal was not Canada. No, that's an interesting, except for, wait a minute. Yeah, no, it was done in Montreal. So, okay. Are we sure Montreal? When did, okay, let's find out. When did Montreal become a part of Canada? There we go. 1816. You know, Redwater. But it was under British rule as far early as 1760. But I can see where you're going, Redwater. I can see where you're going. And as far as technicalities come, it's a good one. It is a good one. Interesting. All right. Let's see here. Brian says, my aunt in Nova Scotia was the first female bank manager in Canada. She worked at BMO. Wow, your aunt is very old. I'm joking, 1870, yeah. And in Saskatchewan, you're still watching your dog run for 3 days. BNS was 1832. Canada was created in 1867. The Bank of Montreal opened 1817. But here's the question, and this is the thing. Yeah, and Jennifer, you're right. This is the question. Like, maybe we need to be very specific with the question, right? If you say what was the first bank that opened in Canada, well, when Canada was formed, there's multiple banks, right? You got Bank of Nova Scotia there when Canada was formed in 1867. You also have BMO. I don't know about the other ones. I don't know whether bank, well, it wouldn't be TD, but there used to be a Toronto bank, and then there also used to be a Dominion Bank. So, we're playing technicalities, guys. They're all very old. I would say that the answer should be, which is the longest running bank in Canada today? If we say it that way, then absolutely Bank of Montreal wins, right? Going back to 1817. Because you don't have to be Canada at that point. So I think that would have been a better question. All right. Wow, what a rabbit hole. Rory says, I had a great uncle who helped build the BMO Tower in Toronto. Nice. Let's see. The bank dates may have something to do with having their own currency. 2027, Trump bought Canada for $1. Really? 2027. We'll see. This is Rory's prediction for next year. We'll have to remember this. Redwater. In 1966, I had a bank account with $60. It paid 6% compound interest. Nice. In 1966, I wasn't alive. So, you know, I did nothing that year. The Liberals gave us compound interest. There we go. All right, guys. Oh boy. Tonight, I actually have an appointment. I'm going to be talking to Paul over on his channel. I don't know. I don't think it's live. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to be talking to Paul. I think it's for a video. I think it's for one of his videos, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to close this pretty much right now, right here at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. This has been another great show. I will, though, you know what, guys? You know what? We have the new Easter goat. And normally it's, you know, if we do the 5 supers, we get to it, but not today. Today, I'm going to let you guys have a view of it. I'm going to let you have a quick look at it. All right, here we go. Get ready, guys. Here it comes. Oh my God. Oh boy. All right. So there's our, oh boy. So there's the Easter goat. You know, I might make a couple of Easter goats because I think I want at least 2. But there's my initial attempt at an Easter goat. Oh boy. All right, guys. Let's go big screen here as I close out the show. This is once again another fantastic show. We started off choppy, we ended normal, like it. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties at all tomorrow. We will be back. We do have a market close tomorrow. We are gonna, you know, we're gonna hope the market recovers a little bit. That would be nice. So until tomorrow's guys, I do have 2 words. I have 2 words I want to say before I go, and that is bye-bye.